We have another national user that has bought the first outlot from Ansar Plaza. Actually, they haven't bought it yet. They're in contract. We're working to get that closed soon after the first of the year. We can't announce yet who that is, but it is a national tenant.
Everyone, and welcome to the Jack and Terry Show. Our special guest today, we have two of these folks. One is Jeff Farmer. He's a community leader. He's a broker with Seminole Realtors. And along with him, we also have Mafaz Ansar. He is the developer of Ansar Plaza, which is on the south end of Radcliff, and it's well underway. We invited these guys on today to give us some update on that project, which is having a huge impact on the south end of Radcliff. So, guys, thanks for coming on.
Welcome. We're welcome to be here.
And of course, I'm with my co-host Jack Conakey. He's well known as the granddaddy of all small businesses in Radcliffe. Jack, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you guys too.
Now, Jack, we've watched Jeff Farmer function in this market and other markets for several years. He was responsible for one of the key players in where the Walmart market is on the south end, that entire subdivision there. Him, along with his partners, his team members, all of that property there where there's a new Taco Bell going in, all that property up in there, all that project was what Jeff's been involved in. Well, he's moved on and he's gotten himself linked up with another developer here by the name of Mafaz Ansar. And we invited them on today to talk about this, talk about some of these projects and the impact it could have on our local economy.
Obviously, anytime you start developing, it's good for everybody. It's good for me. It's good for my business. It's good for you. Uh, one of these days, we're going to see one streak of business development between Elizabethtown and Radcliffe, and this is just another peg in the hole,
Yeah.
and it's it's going to be there.
I hope they hurry up, Jack. About 20 years ago, I bought a property right in the middle because somebody told me that. And nothing's changed right in the middle yet. So I'm still optimistic. So, well, Jeff, let's run out to you. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and summarize this project that you have put together along with Mr. Ansar right here on the south end of Radcliffe.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, Terry. We still have a lot of pegs to fill in holes there, Jack. Um, I Mafaz had moved to Elizabethtown back in 2014, I believe it was, and as he has had some success in other developments, smaller developments, he had some money to invest, and I was fortunate enough to be introduced to Mafaz and rode him around Radcliffe, and I showed him the old Hardin Mall property as I had it listed, and it was one of those properties that had just set for dormant for so long, and I encouraged him that that property was one to look at. That it needed a couple national tenants and just some activity that could start spurring additional growth. So Mafaz come back. He liked that idea, and he bought the 29 acres there that was the former Hardin Mall property. And then he also purchased the Minute Mart there in the corner. So altogether, it's about 31 acres there on that
Mm,
corner that he has. And he
wonderful.
started, yeah, he started with an Ace Hardware franchise and then also a Workout Anytime franchise. And he's been focused on the Ace Hardware first. It's going into the space to the north of Dollar General, where the old bingo hall used to be. So front facing on Dixie will just be Dollar General and the Ace Hardware. And then we have filled up two other tenant spaces in the back with Victory Martial Arts has opened a Radcliffe location, and then Little Rascals Daycare or Childcare is going to be a tenant behind Ace Hardware. And then there's preliminary plat being developed currently by Engineering Design Group out of Elizabethtown. And they look like they're going to be able to get 14 to 15 lots total. And the old Sears building, which is the Ace Hardware that's being built, is
Mm.
on one lot. And then there'll be a new building to the south of Dollar General that will be built, which will house the Workout Anytime and have additional tenant spaces available. The outlot up front where Los Margaritas used to be, we just announced a Dairy Queen that's going in there. They
Wow.
will break ground by March of next year, and they're scheduled to be finished by September of next year, is the plan.
Wow.
Um, we have another national user that has bought the first outlot from Ansar Plaza. Actually, they haven't bought it yet. They're in contract. We're working to get that closed soon after the first of the year. We can't announce yet who that is, but it is a national tenant, and they'll be um, just down Centennial in the back left corner, basically, of the property, looking at it from Dixie.
Wow.
So yeah, so
That's
that's
a
the
lot.
plan right now.
That's a lot. That's a
Love it.
lot going on down there.
Yes,
Mafaz,
sir.
what attracted you to Radcliffe? I mean, I know Jeff rode you around. You have a business relationship already, but what did you see that maybe a lot of other people hasn't haven't seen?
Around E-Town since 2014. I've been in Glasgow, Kentucky for since 2004. So I grew up in Glasgow. I feel like when I came, I was 20, 21. I've been since 2014 in E-Town. I've been looking for opportunity. I have a business in Glasgow. I've been going about every day. So I drove around E-Town. I couldn't find anything, and then I had started looking Redcliffe.
So let me ask you this: what's next for you guys? This is a big project. You're probably in this for what, a couple of years to even get it completely stood up. But what are you thinking about next?
We have several lots. We have several interested people that in so many different projects. We have talked about the sports complex, restaurants. I like to have a Japanese restaurant up front. Um,
Wow.
we have talked to the coffee shops, so it could be anything. And we would
Mhm.
like really nice development. So we pick and choose really nice tenants uh, that will be safe. For, it's just like the Gateway Crossing, like you
Yes.
nice project, hotels. So I want to have it that kind of vision on my
Mhm.
property.
Well, I think it'll be a great continuation of Gateway Crossing. It's a perfect fit. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, everybody around here is talking about it. I think most people are not aware of the fact that it's as big as it is. Now, those additional lots that you're building or you're developing out there, all commercial lots, I assume.
Yes, all
Is that correct?
commercial outlots, correct.
Yeah, right. And the Dairy Queen, I know you set up a deal to put a Dairy Queen in that front lot. What's the timetable on that project?
Dairy Queen has set some timelines for the developer there, which is Jason Grimm out of Elizabethtown.
Mm.
Jerry Reiser LLC is the name of the entity, but they own two Dairy Queens in E-Town, and
Mm.
Dairy Queen has pretty strict timelines on them. They have to break ground by March 2023, and they have to be open and ready by September of 2023.
Mm. Wow, that's good. Well, before I give you the final word, I will give you the final word, Jeff, to kind of talk about what you see as the economic opportunities that we're faced with in Radcliffe, specifically, what you see coming. But before you do that, I want to thank both of you guys for coming on here. And especially thank you, Jeff, for working so hard. You, along with your team, with Randy Acton and the others, you've done a tremendous amount of work to boost the economy here in an area that really and truly needs it. And Mafaz, I can't thank you enough for all your hard work too. You guys are just absolutely doing miraculous work down there, and I know you got a big investment in it, and I know there's a lot of risk, but I'm sure the community is going to definitely support what you guys are doing.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and thank you, Terry, for all you've done on the north end of the county. we work together across company lines a lot, and I really appreciate investors like Mafaz that is willing to take a risk and step in there and take some recommendations from someone that has grown up here. I remember that being the old Sears outlet there,
Mm.
and just seeing it from high school days, and now to have an opportunity to see that come alive and actually have someone take some of my recommendations on how to make it turn around has been very exciting. We really are appreciative of Tracy Helm with Helm Construction as well. He has been such a great teammate to have there. Um, and the way Mafaz is doing this development, he's going to be able to sell outlots and not have to carry the whole development for the entire time himself. We'll have things set up to where it's a nice community of end users, national users, maybe a few local users, but they'll all be property owners within that development for the most part. Some will be tenants, but Mafaz will be able to liquidate those lots individually as we go.
Wow.
So now I would like to say one thing as far as Radcliff. I think the future is bright. There's a lot of growth coming. We're very fortunate in Hardin County that, we already had a lot of good things happening even before the announcement of Blue Oval SK. But that certainly has brought a huge level of excitement and anticipation. I do want to say that we need to be a little careful and not get too ahead of the skis. I've heard a lot of feedback. I've been trying to talk to a lot of different brokers and appraisers and engineers, contractors to get a feel from different areas what people are feeling. And there's a little bit of concern that we're getting a little ahead of our skis, I think. We got a lot of apartments already in the pipeline, both in E-Town and Radcliff, and the permanent jobs aren't here just yet.
Right.
And people will drive a long way, for those type of jobs. So I'm hoping that we can just kind of take things very systematically and not
Mhm.
get too ahead of ourselves. So
Yeah, that's good advice right there, Jeff. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, Jeff and Mafaz. You guys are doing great work. Folks, that's Jeff Farmer. He's a community leader. He's a broker with Simon and Realtors, and he's done some amazing projects here in Radcliff, also in Elizabethtown. And of course, we have Mafaz Ansar. He is the developer of the Ansar Plaza, which contains all of these projects that we were just talking about. So, guys, I want to thank you both for coming on and for all your hard work.
well,
Very much.
thank you.
And Jack, it's good seeing you again, and we'll see you again in about a week, I think.
That sounds good.